Three, two, one. Gotta give it that 5 second. Make sure it's live. Let me pull my screen here. All right, so it says we are live. So good morning, everyone. My name is Victor, also known as Mighty Pegasus Art, and today I have a special guest. Angela Wu. She's an artist that I have been following since last year in October, I believe, and she really caught my eyes and her way of drawing. And what was very particular in the way she drew is the lines that she used in her art, and that really like it was very intriguing to me. That was very interesting. So I'm very glad that she's joining us today. And without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and have her introduce herself and tell us more about herself. So hello, Angela.
Hey, so yes, thank you for that great introduction.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm Angela. I'm an aspiring comic book artist, and I've been drawing since I think I was 15. That's when I started taking it seriously.
Wow.
And yeah, I wanna draw for DC or Marvel.
Yes, big companies.
Yeah, that's the dream. I want to draw X-Men because I love the X-Men.
Yes.
Yeah. And for DC, I just want to draw Batman. Or maybe John Costa. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman. Oh, Batman would be great. I'm actually very interested to see how you will do a Batman in your own style. That's interesting.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can definitely do that. I can do that on the stream today.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, for everyone, if it's the first time that you guys are joining us, this is a draw and talk show. So, what are you going to draw us today, Angela? Is it going to be Batman?
I guess it's gonna be Batman. Just throw it out there.
That's awesome. There we go. So we get to have a Batman. All right. So, so you want to switch your screen right now, or how do you want to do
it? Yeah. I'll do that right now.
That's great.
Then, let's see. Let me just open Photoshop.
Yep. And I think I want to double check while you do that.
Okay.
So.
Okay, it's doing a really strange thing where Photoshop is not locating.
It's okay. We'll get it. Technical issues. Fixed. We'll get all that.
It was working very okay just now. I'm just gonna quit Photoshop and do it again.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think I noticed. It does the same thing for me. So.
You can just keep asking me questions while I try to.
Yeah. So while we're trying to fix the technical issue, let's go ahead with our first question. You mentioned you started drawing at 15 years old. Was it the very beginning though, or did you start way before and you just didn't have interest into going professionally until you were 15 years old?
Okay, so I've always been drawing ever since I was like a little kid. Mm-hmm. I've always been drawing, but I think it's around 15 that I started reading Michael Turner, his fat stuff, and I was like, it's so gorgeous. This is what I want. Yeah, this is what I want to do. And then, that's how I started taking comic books seriously. I've always known Jim Lee.
Yes.
Lord and Savior Jim Lee.
Right.
Yeah, and then so I started studying their stuff. And then that's basically how I got into comics. So I started just doodling in school.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know why Photoshop is not loading.
Really? Why?
I signed out of my Adobe account.
Oh, there we go. It's all right. Take your time. Take your time.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries.
When technology fails, it really fails.
Right. 2019, and you figure everything will be smooth all the time.
Right? Oh my God, this is so annoying. Because I have like. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, you asked, yeah.
Okay. So I was going to ask you, so then at 15 years old, then what happened? Did you decide, how did you decide on the school you wanted to go in art, How did that happen?
Okay, that's a very interesting and very long story. So
yeah, go ahead. I mean, we do have some time,
All right. So I went to an art school
Hmm.
in Singapore, but not for drawing actually.
Really? Okay.
And I went for theater. I went for acting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah. So I was actually like an actress before I was an artist. Yeah.
Wow. Look
Yeah.
at that. We didn't know that. I think
Yeah. It's
everybody's
weird.
learning something.
Yeah. It's weird. I look back and I'm like, wow, I took a pretty drastic life turn. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was studying to become a theater actor, like
Hmm.
a musical actor.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
like Les Mis, Phantom, Wicked, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I can't dance. I cannot dance to save my life. Yeah, yeah. Like people would turn right, and then I would turn left, and I'd be like, oh wait, you know. And unfortunately, it's a thing you have to be able to do in
Yes.
musical music. Yeah, it's
Yes.
just cold hard facts. So I was
Mm.
like, maybe this isn't for me, you know. So there was universities were coming to my school to try recruit students,
Okay.
and so I was there. I happened to be there at the place where they were setting up, and then this Australian university, they like I was talking to some of the people and asking about their programs,
Mm.
and they had animation, which was
Hmm.
something I was also quite interested in.
Right.
And then they asked me if I had a portfolio, and I did. I had a sketchbook in my bag. I literally just showed them that. I was like, yeah, yeah. And then they asked me to
Hey,
leave my school.
I just want to welcome our first viewer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you.
No, no, man.
D Lan, and he's also has got a question, and he wants to know how do you even draw heads?
How do you draw heads? Um,
Ooh, I think we had
fingers
a.
crossed.
Ooh, some. Yeah, I think we just had a little connection issue. You kind of cut off a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
For heads, right? I literally just draw a circle in a straight line,
Hmm.
and then like a V at the bottom,
Yeah.
and that's how you draw heads.
We're waiting for her Photoshop to work, guys, so she can switch the display, the screen, and we can see her in action. So be
I'm
patient,
so
guys.
sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is working fine now. Some reason it just.
But yeah. But anyway, so let's get back to your question. Yeah, some schools were you're talking about school. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah.
about school. So they offered me to do the program, so I got to leave my school 2 years earlier,
Okay.
and yeah, and then I just went to uni and studied animation, and that's how I became an artist.
Animation, huh? Wow. And how did you get to pick animation out of all the other fields?
Okay, because I always thought that animation was like in between acting and drawing, which was
Oh,
between my two passions. So it was
right.
a natural, like, yeah, you know,
That's great.
yeah.
Wow.
All right,
So,
I figured how we can do this. I just have to do that really annoying swipe screen thing, and
oh
then you
yeah.
can see my.
So go
Is that
ahead.
okay?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. See if it works.
All right, all right. Can everyone see my
So
Photoshop?
now that's me, and we should be able to. I think we're having a lagging issue, but
Oh man.
I don't think I have anything else on, so it shouldn't be slow.
When technology fails, it really fails.
Okay, so now it's back to you.
Yeah, because I stopped it
Oh, okay, I see.
just to try again.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's you now, right?
Yep. Right now it's me.
Yep. Is it Photoshop now?
It is weird. It's loading. It's lagging right now. Let's hope Photoshop shows up.
Praying to God. Yeah. But
Or worst come to worst, we might just have to redo the call, and might reset everything. And
um, I'm so sorry about that.
no,
That
it's
sucks.
okay. We can
Yeah.
uh we can try that. I
I
mean,
can even
yeah.
I can draw on a notebook and just like hold it up to the screen. But
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's no problem at all. I think it'll be easier if we can get you on the Photoshop. So, guys, I'm just gonna call her back right away and see if it resets everything on her end, and hopefully it works.
all
All
right,
right. So I'll see you in just couple seconds. All right. So, oh shoot, I gotta log back in everything. Bad technical issues. Sorry, guys. It usually doesn't happen like that, and it's just bad luck right now. But hey, Dylan, thanks for joining. I hope you're still there. We just started the interview, so we'll get more information soon. And thanks for the follow, by the way. I appreciate. All right, so we're back on,
We're back on.
and let's try that again.
Let's try that again. No. Okay, you know, maybe I hang up and I call you. I think it's on my end.
Okay, let's do that then. That works.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries. You want to learn the secrets? Yeah. All right, so I'm waiting for her to call me back. How you doing, by the way, Dylan? All right, here's the call back.
Heyo.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So
now for the ultimate. Oh, yes!
It's working. Great. There we go. All right, Dylan, you're gonna be very satisfied.
Woo! Sorry about that.
All right.
So, how to draw a head was it?
Yep. So
Male or female?
well, let's do male because you were planning on drawing Batman, right? So,
yeah, I was planning on drawing Batman.
All right, so let's stick with Batman and let's see. Let's see your
All right.
reaction.
All right. So I guess for heads, I just do the. See, I watch a lot of Jim Lee videos because that's how everyone gets started. I just do. You know how he likes to draw with shapes?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of do. And then the thing about animation is that they also teach you to break everything down, like abstract it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of little what kind of things they taught you to extract, something from another artist? Give us like an example.
Okay, so for example, Batman has that absurdly pointy chin.
Yes.
Yeah, so they would tell us to like exaggerate stuff like that because it would give it character.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's why I'm drawing him with this absurd function.
I see.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like anything now, but like just give it a second.
Right, it's something I tell my viewers all the time. My rough sketch doesn't look like anything, so just be patient. It's what artists do, right? We like to lay out our foundation, just so we know how we're gonna do it, right?
It's just like patience. Give it a second.
Yes. And so so tell us about what you're doing, what you're drawing right now. What you're thinking. How you're doing, you're placing everything.
Yeah, so I think for me, like I like to think about like the little characteristics each superhero has. So for Batman is that he has that really huge chin and that really like hooked nose, like that.
Yes, that pointy, come out nose. Yeah.
That pointy, yeah. So I just try to exaggerate things like that, just for the rough sketch to really like get the character down.
I see.
Yeah, and then.
Wow, look at that! It's looking great already. What do you guys think? What do you think, Dylan?
He has that scowl, just glaring at you.
Wow. Look at that,
so
fast.
You should see me when I'm drawing my comic book pages. I'm like, that line's not right. I'm going to start again.
Right.
Also, why I take so long to draw pages. Because for sketches, I'm pretty like loose and casual. That's my advice. Like start loose.
Right.
And then just slowly get into it more. Yeah. Should have seen me this morning at work. I was like warming up. I was like, oh, I gotta be able to draw tonight.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. I like to like just warm myself up, just to like do some quick doodling, just to see if I'm good today, check myself.
Is today a drawing day?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, Victor. I'm gonna have to call you, man.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go. So that, and then Batman has this really thick neck. It's so thick,
Right.
you know, because he has that all that armor, that Kevlar. Is that what it's called, Kevlar?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how they call that.
I think it's like I don't know. Like I was watching an interview with Greg Capullo, and he was like, you know what? Sometimes it's this fabric material. Sometimes it's armor.
Hmm.
Who knows? It's
You know,
comics.
yeah, that's true though. Like, when you look at Batman, like sometimes artists will draw him with his armor, so you don't see like the muscle lines, and
Yep.
sometimes it's just a fabric. You're right.
Yeah. So like, and like people don't question it. They're like, yeah, you know what? Don't question it.
Hmm.
It's a guy dressed as a bat. That's what we get.
And so,
So
I wanted to ask you really quick before you go on right here. While you're drawing, I mean,
yeah,
so when you started the head, just to go a little bit more in detail for D-Land here,
yeah.
when you drew the circle first, what did you place next? Like, what were you thinking next? Like, were you thinking of the line where the eye were, I'm sorry, where the lines were, the eyes were aligned, or the nose? What was the next thing you thought? What was your thought process?
My thought process was that I can't decide if he's like looking to the left or looking to the right. That's why you see me like messing a bit with his shoulders.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, I'm like this is the part where you just try to find the pose of the drawing. Where is it like? Is he looking? Is he straight on, or is he like a bit to the side?
I see. Yeah,
Yeah. So, and now I'm deciding that he's leaning a bit to like,
got you.
yeah,
So this is awesome. So it's basically you basically letting the sketch speaking to you first. Like
yeah,
you don't know exactly how you're gonna do it first. You just let it speak. That's
exactly.
that's great. Wow.
Yeah. I think people get too fixated. Okay, this was a problem I had. I would get too fixated on the end product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I ruin my own drawing because I'm like, oh no, it doesn't look right. But I think after going to animation, because they teach you to loosen up, is that you just gotta let the drawing just lead you into
Right.
where it wants to go. See now
And,
now I'll probably continue it a bit smaller. Is that okay with?
oh yeah,
Who's
that's great.
so,
So basically, you're saying that you're brushing a little too much, right, on the end product.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, don't get married to your own ideas, as I think.
Yeah, and this is awesome that you said that because a lot of artists told me the same thing, and it's something that every artist make as far as mistake, a lot. And
Yeah,
they once they start seeing the picture in their mind, they want to go straight to it. Like they want to have the whole shape laid out.
exactly,
And yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I used to be like that because at that time when I was younger, I just wanted to draw like Michael Turner and Jim Lee. So when it didn't
Mm-hmm.
look like that, I was very upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. But you gotta learn how to move past your influences, like because sometimes when you make mistakes, you find out what bits of your artwork works for you and what doesn't. Like my line work, you know.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I know you're pretty interested in that. That's how I found out that I like using these really sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you go on to the line work, we have another question here from Dylan asking, what kind of brush do you use? Because he doesn't know what brush to use in Photoshop. So
Oh, okay. So the one I use is just this one. It's one of the Photoshop brushes. It's this one. Can you see it?
mhm.
It's the one
so
that's like
so number 14 of a brush is, I think that one is just like a regular like
yeah,
a yeah, like a regular brush, because a lot of artists in real life they like to use brush instead of like micron pen,
yep,
you know
yep,
to do shapes.
yep.
So this one emulates the closest to it.
Yeah. This one actually. Okay. If you see my traditional drawings, I like drawing in ink a lot.
Yes.
So this one is the most like a ink pen.
Hmm.
That's why I use it. It's the one I'm most comfortable with.
Hmm.
But I think you just gotta like try around and see what works for you because it comes down to your stylistic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
So
very true. Yeah.
yeah. So just do you, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Number
But try.
14, yes.
Yeah. Just so that's the arm. There's another like really good guy I watched when I started because I know anatomy is just bollocks
Hmm.
sometimes. Like, yeah. So there was this YouTuber. His name was Essence or something. SYCRA.
Okay.
And then he had this it's one of his earliest videos where he he just demonstrated how to draw anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he broke it down because like when people ask you to draw like an arm, you're like, how, right?
Right.
Well, he broke it down to that an arm is basically a lightning bolt like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would just, this is the Jim Lee arm, that's what I call it, like the really blocky, yeah, you see it?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I see it, yeah. Something like that.
Oh.
That's the Jim Lee arm, yeah. So that was pretty helpful for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a different perspective of seeing it. I actually never seen an arm perspective like that with those lines.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it look like an arm though?
Oh, well, you know the interesting part about perspective for artists is
Yeah.
we all have a different perspective. Like how that artist showed you the like the first line you did. I was like, huh, that's his arm that he's seeing his head. And then when you start doing the outline, I was like, oh, I get it now. I see
You
where he's
get it.
going. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, nah, that doesn't look right. And then as he developed more, I was like, oh, okay, I see it. And yeah, you gotta like just try out methods that work for you, I guess.
Yes,
I think that.
absolutely. So for those of you guys watching, like it's very true what you just said. Like some like anatomy, a perspective sketch, like stick figure that you have in your mind at first, is very different for every artist. Like some people just use rectangle, right, to put their anatomy perspective, and to you it doesn't look like anything. But once they put the actual body, the muscles in it, then you start seeing how it works in the mind, and that's very interesting. So if you guys want to work on something, work on that perspective and that anatomy first, for those of you guys watching.
Yep. Can say it better myself. Another thing that really helps is filling in blacks. I feel like it covers up a lot of your mistakes. Sometimes, like, see how I'm trying to salvage this arm?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Black. Like, oh no. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you like to do your detail as you go, or like some artists they like to have the line art laid out first, and then they go back and they go with the cross hatching, and all that. But what is your way? Like, do you like to do all that right as you go?
Actually, because this is a sketch, right? I like to do the detail as I go. But if you look at how I draw, like for more finished pieces, like for my comic or commissions and stuff, I usually do like a layout, like, and then fill in the details.
I see.
Because you gotta think more about that. But for like casual sketching, I actually really like noodling, like making all these like small detailed lines.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So hey, Stan, we got Stan here joining us. Welcome to the stream, Stan. How are you doing?
Hey, Stan.
Stan is my buddy I had an interview with yesterday, another great artist. He's a 3D artist. Yes, so thank you for joining, Stan.
Hey, man. Thanks for joining in.
He's doing good. So, Angela, while you still drawing, let's move on to the next question here. Let's see.
Yeah, please.
We talk about school. We talk about your perspective, how you start drawing, heads. Let me see. Where did we stop at? So, tell us about your comic book. How did you get started with it? Because I read some of your the resume, on your fundraiser, and at first it started from a project at fair. It says, right?
Okay, so that comic book, right? I was actually working with another writer.
Okay.
Another writer, because it was actually her project. But then but then she refused. First, she paid me like very little, like $7 a page to do it. But I was okay with it because like I just really wanted to make something and publish it.
Right.
And then over time, she stopped paying me. And then I was asking her very basic questions like, oh, do you know who the colorist is? Can I talk to him about how we want to do this? Because sometimes I think colorists get underestimated because you can't just put colors on a drawing. It doesn't always work with a specific style.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I know that for sure. And the colorist she had picked for me, he couldn't color my line work really well. Like, I wish I could send you a photo. Maybe if I can send you a photo. But it just looked really bad. Right. Really bad. Both sides looked really bad. So I was trying to ask her, oh, can I talk to this guy? Maybe we can discuss how to do it a bit better. Because, I was super invested in it. And then she refused to connect me with that person.
Wow.
And then she started to stop paying me.
Hmm.
And then it got to the point where I'd be like, oh, I finished the page. Do you need me to make any amendments or like anything? She just wouldn't respond. Yeah. And then I just got super like sick of it because, and then she was like, oh, like we're going to release it for this con, right? And then that's where your money will come from. And I was like, okay, fine, fair enough. At that point, I just want to get it done.
Right.
And then this person was like, she didn't advertise it on any of her platforms. She advertised other works, but not mine. And I was just really sick of it. And it kind of felt like the whole project was set up to fail.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't want that. So like I told her, you know what, I quit. I'm gonna take my artwork with me. I won't copy your story. I'll write around it because the artwork is mine.
Right.
So so that's how PROXY came about, because it became such a passion project for me because I designed all the characters and the backgrounds and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So
what an interesting story.
Yeah, so life advice for young artists who just want to work for comics: make sure your writers treat you well. Like you're better off working on your own project because you're not going to be paid anyway. That's a sad fact.
As a start, right? As a start, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get paid at the start unless you work for some big company. So if you want to make something, just make your own thing. Just try to get funded yourself. I think I wish someone told me that when I started out, because I'm so eager to do stuff with people.
And I'm glad you say that, because I'm pretty sure we all listen to like artist interviews sometime, and they all have that same story. Like as a starting artist, they struggle to get a good paying job, and just to find the right gig, and sometimes you just have to put your foot in there, just whether they pay you or not, and just to start, right? And that's the difficult part that a lot of artists can't do, it's like because we all have our own pride, like we don't want to do work for free, and nobody wants to do that, but
no one wants to do that,
right?
Yeah.
But there are sacrifices that people have to make, and for us artists, it's definitely one of the big thing right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm working corporate right now.
That's right.
That's the sad truth, because I want to save up and like come to San Diego and get a portfolio. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm working for corporate right now.
So we have a question here. Stan is asking, can we see her old comic sample?
Oh man. Not okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure.
Is there somewhere that I can look for it, like while you're drawing?
Just go to my DeviantArt. You know what?
Is it on your DeviantArt? Absolutely. Let me look it up.
Man, this is gonna be a world of embarrassment.
Well, let's see.
Do you know my DeviantArt? Do you need the name?
I do have you. I think you have a different name on that as well.
Yeah, that was the name.
You. Let's see. Was that what was it? Is that Caster? Oh no, Cheshire Cat, right?
Yep.
All right.
Spell out my 14-year-old embarrassment.
Perfect. And so, which one is it? Is it the pages that I see right away? Are those part of the old comic?
Those are the new comic. I think the old ones are called. I think it's called Eric. Wait, let me check. It's called Eric's comic, or
is it
something.
Towards the bottom?
Towards the bottom, yeah, because I don't want people to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, DeviantArt is basically where I store all my artwork now, just in case I delete everything by accident, which has happened, I might add.
Right.
Save your stuff. It should be called The Veil. That's The Veil. The Veil.
Oh, The Veil. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I first started out, like maybe 17 years old.
Okay, I'm gonna put some of your art on stream right now so I can show people. Let's see. So keep going and drawing, and I'm just gonna move this window over.
Yes, sir.
So you did this cover here called Ragnarok that I'm putting up first. It's like, this is very interesting. I like how you did that. That's very nice.
Oh, actually, credit my friend did that. I did the logo.
Oh, okay. I didn't
But
read
it
that.
was, yeah, but
Okay.
it was my design though. So yeah,
And let me
yeah,
put a picture of some of your comic art out here. Then let's see. I saw that
yeah.
one that I really like, and I think that was one of the first one, that the cable and a domino right
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did that for VZA.
Yeah, and this one here, like, let me zoom in, and I don't know if you guys can see, but like, it's so interesting the way she does her cross hatching and her line, and that is amazing. Oh, they're asking for the link. Okay, Stan, here is the link. So yeah, so like you see how she does all the detail on the shading, and all it is just all lines, and it's so interesting to me.
Oh, this might be a little fun trivia because, like, I don't know if anyone else struggled with this, like, any struggling or any aspiring comic book artist. But you know how you don't really know where lighting is in comics
Mm-hmm. Yes.
because there are multiple lights. If
Right.
if you're outdoors, there can be more. So how do you ink? How do you
Mm-hmm.
shade? Right. So
Mm-hmm.
Scott Williams told me this really helpful thing. He's like, you can ink in two ways. You can ink in lighting, or you can ink by texture because both
Oh,
convey 3D surfaces.
right.
How I do it is I do it by texture because I understand that a bit better.
Right. That
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
right? Just in case, because this killed me when I was younger. I was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna shake the left side
Right.
because I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Don't know if anyone found that helpful, but yeah,
No, it
it's
makes
gonna.
a lot of sense. Maybe not for a starting artist. They don't know the difference, but it makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense because texture also have a shading, the detail, right? And
Yep.
so yeah, and you can definitely use that as, especially like the way you're doing your comic book is, you're not going hard on like the grading. It's just black and white. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so using texture to show shades, and this is great. You know.
Thank you. Thanks for validating me. You're so validated. Yeah.
This one here is her most recent one. She drew a Psylocke with a dragon, and that
Yeah.
right there is just amazing. I'm showing your Psylocke right now. That's just
Thanks,
beautiful.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I was so stressed about drawing that because I was like, ugh, I was like, oh, it wouldn't be cool to have a dragon. And I started detailing, and I was like, oh man, this was such a mistake.
They turned out
Yeah,
wonderful though. Yeah, turned out great.
thanks, thanks, man. Thank you so much.
So now we're back to your Batman. Look at that. It's getting even better.
Is
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a sketch, so like, probably not as polished as what I usually do. But
yeah. Stan is like, interesting shading by lighting or texture. Very nice. I didn't know. Wow. So even 3D artists can learn something. You see, this is all this different world. This different style about, from different artists where we
mm.
learn from each other. That's awesome.
Wait, Stan's a 3D artist, right?
Yes, yes.
Does he know Maya? Does he know this software called Maya?
Do you know the software called Maya, Stan? We'll wait for his answer.
Like, should I reveal that I
Yeah.
know Maya?
And while we're waiting for him to answer,
Yeah.
I had another question. Like, for artists, like, we all have some kind of sacrifice that we make, to go that route. And so, what are the sacrifices you've done, to go in the art industry, just to start yourself, with your own comic book, fundraiser, everything. What were the sacrifices that you made?
Oh, okay. Number one has to be my health. My health has gone like down the crapper.
Oh, your
Like,
health. Oh, okay.
yeah, my health. Like, okay, here's the sad fact about drawing. You're
Mm-hmm.
just kind of sitting there all day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't move much, and then sometimes you just get too lost in the drawing that you don't realize how many hours have passed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So your social life is gonna like dissipate, man. And just and drawing is really labor intensive. Like, it doesn't seem like it, but you feel exhausted
It
afterwards.
is.
It is. So you don't feel motivated to like get out the house or
Mm-hmm.
do anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and so I haven't told you this bit, but like I have carpal tunnel syndrome on both hands now because
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but it's okay now. I'm seeing a chiropractor now, so
Right.
like it's a lot better. But for a while, like I couldn't draw for more than like 10 minutes, and then both my hands would start numbing.
Jeez. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. And then like if you give me something really heavy, not even heavy, like you give me a teapot, you'll see my hand just start to shake.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So like don't overexert yourself, I
Hmm.
think is some advice. And just take care of yourself.
Yeah. And do you think it was more mental before it became physical? Because sometimes it becomes physical because mentally it affected you more than physical. That's why sometimes people heal faster at physically, but mentally they're still exhausted. Did you think it's what happened to you?
I think it's because I'm admittedly like a workaholic. I really like working.
Hmm.
Actually, like I love just drawing for hours and hours. So
Yes.
like I think that's how I got my carpal tunnel syndrome, was because I was
Hmm.
just so addicted to working
Hmm.
and not resting. Like I used to back in uni, I used to sleep at like I think you would know because we were chat on the same time zones
Right.
despite
Right.
being away. Yeah, like I would sleep at like 4 a.m. and wake up
Yes.
at like 2 p.m. Like
Yes.
really terrible life choices.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
insane. So
Yep.
there you have it, guys. One side of artists is you work a lot, like it's time
It's
consuming.
it's pain and suffering. I don't know. It's joy. It's pain and suffering with joy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I
You
mean, in
gotta-
that sense, you're right. Like we enjoy doing it. It's something we love doing, but it's also it's painful in a way that it's time consuming. It's like if you're gonna make it your job, it's gonna take as much time as any other job. Workload may not be the same, but ultimately, you still get tired. Like you're just human. So yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta really pace yourself, I think.
right.
Like, yeah, 10,000 hours of practice is good,
Hmm.
but stop after 10,000 hours. You deserve a break.
Yeah, that's a great advice. We have
Yeah.
Dylan here saying, "Someone be my mentor for free." Let's talk
Well,
about this for a second. Let's talk about this. Have you ever mentored someone, or like teach someone?
actually, I have two younger brothers, so sometimes they ask me how to draw, and I just draw on a whiteboard for them to show them. But
Okay.
that's about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my first time giving like art advice
Hmm.
because yeah.
And so, what about as far as being mentored? Like who was your mentor, and what kind of advice they gave you?
Who was my mentor? Okay, like because I studied animation, right? So I had a lot of friends who did art as well.
Right.
So, and they gave me a lot of really good advice, and we would critique each other
Okay.
and support each other. And then I guess that's how I learned. Like, you know what? It's not about who does it first; it's about who does it better. Steal their techniques.
Right.
Like, ask them how if they do something better than you. Just ask how they do it, and get them to teach you, and then teach them something back.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and then that's how we all improve. So, I guess that was my mentor, and
Right.
my friends are my mentors, and I owe them a lot because they're
Hmm.
all like super patient with me.
Yeah.
Also, general life advice: if you don't know something, just ask.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just ask.
Yeah.
There's no point in like beating around the bush, I think.
Right. I think that's something everybody does. Like even me, I think I used to do it. Like right now, I catch myself before I do something like that. Like if I don't know
Yeah,
something, like before I will pretend I know and try to figure it out afterwards, so I don't look bad. But yeah, it's a very important advice right there. If you don't know something, ask. Because uh, it'd be less stress first of all.
yeah.
you
It's
know.
it's less stressful for everybody involved.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, it
yeah,
is part of learning, and yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's my advice.
Okay. So, and also I wanted to touch about a convention. I know I asked you earlier about offline, but have you done
Yeah,
any
yeah.
convention?
I haven't done any conventions, but I have gone to conventions and asked for portfolio reviews.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the main reason I go to conventions is to get my portfolio reviewed and try to break in.
Right.
But it's kind of hard because I don't live in America, which is where everything is.
Hmm.
Like, that's the place you're most likely to get hired, I think, because all the editors are there.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's Yeah. So but it's good getting advice.
Oh, I think we everything
You know,
is
ask
cutting off a
them.
little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think we missed that last part. I don't know if they heard.
Okay, I'm just gonna repeat the whole sentence.
Yeah.
It's very good to just go and ask professionals how they did it.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Stan here that said I forgot to tell you earlier. He said Maya and ZBrush and everything he knows, and he said, but Singapore is the new America. You have Feng Zhu in Singapore.
Yeah, we got a pretty good zoo.
No, Feng
Uh,
Zhu, the artist, Feng Zhu.
oh, Fang Zoo. Oh, whoops. Yeah, we got him, and we got like who's that? Art Germ, Stanley
Oh,
Lau. Art
Germ.
Germ.
Yes, Stanley
Art
Lau.
Germ. Yeah. He.
Man,
Oh, one of my friends actually knows him. I think because he's a
really?
teacher. Yeah, he teaches at a local art college, and she goes to that college. She has met him.
That's true. Stanley does teach at a local art. I think I see it on his videos sometimes. And man,
Yeah,
Stanley, his story, man, it's amazing.
it's amazing, right? Also,
Yeah,
I'm super jealous if you can't
yeah.
tell.
Like I don't know if anybody ever watched his story, but Stanley started at like his art back then. It was like basic,
Oh,
very basic, like something I will do, you know. And then his evolution, and he started back then when DeviantArt just started getting big. So he was one of the first big artists, you know, on DeviantArt.
the
And
pioneer.
yeah,
Yeah, one of
so man, and you look at him now, like he works for DC, you know, he does cover, you know, he has his school, you know, and that's the kind of story that's very inspiring, you know. So never stop drawing, guys.
never stop at it. Just
Hmm.
keep at it. Also, fun fact, but I don't know if this is going to be exploitative, but Stanley gives his sketches for free, like
Oh,
commission.
really?
Yeah, he gives them for free. He's just such a nice dude. Like
Well, I gotta
like
meet him then. I'm gonna ask him for a sketch for free.
you should. I live in Singapore and I don't even get to see him. But if I
What?
do, I'm asking for I'm gonna ask for my sketch. Yeah, he drew a Harley Quinn for my friend, and he just drew it in her sketchbook. And
Wow.
and she was like, "Should I pay you?" And he was like, "No, man, I'm just gonna." Yeah,
See that right there? That's that shows you passion, like, you know, real passion
yeah,
in art.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to draw an arm, and I'm not sure if it's gonna go well. So
Hmm. It's okay. I haven't, like, especially for like a foreshortening, you know, or arm or an arm that's behind the body. I always have a hard time for some reason, like just figuring out if the position is right.
everyone has a hard time. So
Yeah,
what I do is like, oh, I like to memorize poses by certain artists,
absolutely.
reuse them as my own, which is kind of plagiarism. But you know, if you draw it in your own style, it doesn't
And
count.
you know, I don't think it is because every artist that I've talked to, they all say the same thing. They've all
They
picked,
did.
yeah, they've all picked bits and bits from other people. Like it's a muscle, you know, like it's a muscle memory. So in the end, if you remember how this pose looked like, you know, you can tweak it your own way. So everyone is like biting off of each other in a way, you know. So it's not a bad thing that you remember that. Like for me, I always draw body structure kind of like Dragon Ball Z, you know, with the big muscle,
Yeah.
the big
Uh,
packs all the time, and that's just how I came to, you know, that's how I started doing it, you know, and so and then now I'm starting to switch it a little bit, you know, to make it more
yeah.
round style, you know, and there's nothing wrong about it because it's part of learning. Uh, like you said earlier, you know, you started, you know, like admiring Jim Lee and Michael Turner. So at some point, we all trying to trace the art or emulate, you know, the same thing to
Yep.
learn, right? So it's
Yep.
part of it, you know.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I take back the plagiarism comment. You're totally right.
No, but I you said that because I know because I feel the same. Like for us artists, we are our most, you know, like our worst critic. You know, we critic ourselves the hardest compared to other. You know,
Yeah.
so I understand what you meant. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. Yeah. This is fun. We
Wow.
should we should we should do this more often.
So yeah, so that was for the convention. So you haven't attended any yet, but do you plan on doing some coming up soon? Do you have any project for a convention or anything like that?
I'm hoping to like go to San Diego this year
Really?
to try, yeah, try and break in for real this time.
San
Like
Diego?
just
Where? Like for what occasion?
the San Diego Comic Con, the biggest one.
Wow, did you get accepted? Did you apply for a attendee or?
Oh no, not to boost, not to oh shit, not to boost, to like
Just as
to try and
entertainment.
break in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To get portfolio review and maybe try to break in. Yeah,
Wow.
not to boost though. Yeah,
All
but
right.
for boosting, I'm gonna try boosting with my friend this year at Singapore
Wow.
because she made a bunch of really cute like stickers, and they sold pretty well. So
Hmm.
like,
Okay.
so I'm gonna, yeah, so just to try out, I'm gonna split the cost and everything.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you if you go. I can't wait to see that. Obviously, you keep us updated on your Instagram. So yeah,
Ah, yeah.
this is awesome.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I gotta
great.
get
Like,
advice. I feel like you know the convention like game better than I do.
actually,
Yeah.
not really. For those of you who know me, watching me right now, I've only started last year. I started last year seriously, and I've only done one convention and just a couple of small shows. And my this year is when I just started receiving, like, this whole week. I've been receiving uh, application approval for convention, and those are the big ones. So now I think this year I'm gonna start. Being I might get more experience this year, so we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna drop Robin into this shot.
Oh yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
okay?
Let's do it. Let's do
Sweet,
it. This is your
sweet.
piece of art. You draw what you want. We're just here to learn.
I'm also here to please the masses as an entertainer. So
I mean, so far
any
we haven't had anybody complaining about Batman. So
sweet, sweet. That makes me really happy. Anyone wants to suggest a Robin? Like which Robin?
which Robin, guys? So we got Tim Drake. Was the second one. We have Jason Todd. No, actually, Tim Drake was the third one. What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson was the first one. Then Jason
Mhm.
second one, and Tim Drake is our third one. So which guy?
Yeah.
Which one do you guys want? Because I like the new Jason Todd as a Red Hood, but that's not Robin
Oh, like
anymore. That's just Red
Red
Hood.
Hood and the Outlaws,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I read a bit of it. It was pretty good.
Stan is like the hardest one to draw. Robin the kid.
Child endangerment.
Yeah, Stan is like, there's that many Robin. Yes, yes. There are three. I guess three generational Robins.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there's Damien as well.
David, is that the new one?
Damien's the
Oh,
fifth
Damien,
one.
Damien. Oh, Damien. Yeah, that's right. Damien is the fourth one. Bruce's son. Yeah, you're right.
This
I
is
forgot about
yeah.
him. So yeah, yeah, because Team Drake goes off to the Titan at this point, and Damien becomes the new Robin,
Yep.
right? So yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So is the general consensus? Is
So
it
Stan is like, why does he die so many times? No, he didn't die many times. They just switch. It's like they in the comic book storyline, like they just grow up and do their own thing, and then Batman finds another Robin, new
another
Robin. Yeah, that's
child
funny.
willing to throw himself into danger?
So let's do this because he mentioned the Robin kid, so I think he meant Damien. So let's do Damien.
All right, my favorite.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
yeah,
Yeah,
Damien
because
is savage. I love him.
yeah, he's a little. Can I swear?
Oh, it's
He-
that's fine. It's all you. I like I say, this interview is an honest, and
All right,
as honest as you want it to be. I want people to know about your personality, the way you think, and everything. So yeah, you're fine.
sweet. Okay, yeah. So I think Damien's a little shit, but like okay, because I have a younger brother.
Uh-huh.
Like when my younger brother was younger, he acted very similar to Damien. I think
Uh-huh.
that's why I have a soft spot for Damien.
Uh-huh.
Not saying my brother's a little shit. I love him.
Right. You just see a little bit of him in it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Because they were about the same age when.
Hmm.
Actually, no, Damien was a bit older, but
All right.
they even kind of look the same. They have the same stupid the smirking expression.
Hmm.
Like, oh,
That's true.
I have more than one character on the page. I like to use a different color just to see what I'm doing.
Yeah, and it's a great thing to do too. Like for artists who use Photoshop, I think it's great. Like I do the same thing. I change the color just so
Yeah.
I know which line is which. Because after a while, if it's all the same color, you might get confused, even though it's on a different layer.
Yep. Oh, the worst is you draw on the same layer and then you
Yes.
realize,
Yeah.
oh no,
that,
command
that's the
can only
worst.
take you this far.
Also, it's so interesting how I saw you starting it. So you started the circle, but you did two circle in one. I saw you, right? So it's like one for the head
Yeah.
and kind to go down of the rest of the position, and that's interesting. So tell us about it, because I know some of our viewers don't know the difference. Like they don't know what you did, and I noticed that. So I want to ask you about it. What did you think at first when you first did the two circle? Because I know one is for the skull, and then the rest is just the position where you want the face to be, right?
Right. So the reason I use two circles for Damien and like Batman, I only use one is because Damien's a kid
Mm-hmm.
and they have rounder faces, right? They're not chiseled.
Mm-hmm.
So and like his face is shorter, and when you draw short faces, they tend to look younger.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's two circles in one, and then from there, then you just locate the chin and then the neck.
You're right.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Does that answer your
No,
question?
that's great. That's a great way of explaining it, and I hope our viewers, understand what you meant by that. And it's just because a lot of artists, a lot of starting artists, I think the mistake they do is they keep things flat. So once they see artists doing it, right? So they draw the circle, but they they still have the perspective in a flat sense, like in their head. You see what I mean? So they
Yeah.
wouldn't think of that second circle to place the actual face, on that circle. So it's a great way to teach that. Yeah, yeah, it's very important, I
Yeah.
think.
Thanks. Yeah. So
So Dylan
kind of.
is asking. I'm sorry. Dylan is asking, how do I learn anatomy?
Oh, how do you learn anatomy? Okay, super cliche, but like, you should take figure drawing. I
Hmm.
think figure drawing,
Yes.
and I know some people like they can't like they don't know where to go for the classes because I know not everywhere has them. But there's this great like website. I think it's called Line of Action, and then they
Oh.
play like a slideshow of like models and poses.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that's where I practice.
Wow.
And
There
then
you go.
and sometimes you don't even need to do like okay, I'm just gonna deviate from the drawing. Sometimes I know people when they think figure drawing, they got to do the really like detailed, full drawing has to look perfect like a
Hmm.
photograph. But I find it really helpful just to get the rhythm of the body, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like for women, they tend to sway a lot, so
Yes. Yes.
like doing even something like this,
Right.
you know,
So Dylan, are you watching the way she's doing right now? It's very very interesting.
like that, and then just
Yeah.
getting that sway of the hip, and then the
Yeah.
leg will come down like this, and
Yeah.
then
And that right there is it's kind of in a sense a little dynamic. It's not too flat straight. You give a little
yeah.
shape into it. So yeah.
So just even doing these small like abstract,
Hmm.
like I find super helpful. You
So
know?
Dylan asks, so just do it very loose as far as
Yeah,
the anatomy. Yeah.
just loosen up. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the drawing is all about loosening up and then slowly tightening it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I have to agree with that. Like that's the mistake that a lot of I did that too when I was younger. Uh,
Yeah.
you think about the final product like you said earlier, so you start doing the eyes like in the like the line like the like in the hard ink right away, because you just want to
Yep.
get that done, and you make every mistake possible. The anatomy is wrong, the perspective is wrong, and everything is misplaced. So that's the worst
Exactly.
part. Yeah. So basically it's kind of going back to kindergarten level. You want to learn your figure stick like you said, and this is very important for anatomy.
Yep. I keep people who tell me like that question like oh you draw I can't draw I can only draw stickmen
Hmm.
that people
Yes,
yeah
yes.
stickman is actually very important. Okay, do not look down on your stickman.
Yeah.
This is technically a stickman
Yeah.
or woman, like yeah. So and then just try to notice little things about the body. Like for example, the leg is shaped like that, and then
Hmm.
the eye curves in like that, and the feet are like little triangles, and the angles here.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I started out. You just gotta be really like loose.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So I hope it answered your question, Dylan. Uh,
Dylan's that all good?
so anyway, so let's get back to your Damien, and let's move on the question here that I have. And so right now, currently, what is your short term goal and your long term goal?
Okay, my short-term goal
Hmm.
is to finally get my ship it out on time because
Yes.
because I know like a lot of people donated, which I'm super grateful for.
Hmm.
Like, thank you all those who have donated and pledged.
Yes.
Victor.
Yes, you're welcome. So yeah, really quick for those of you guys who just joined us and don't know, so Angela just had a very successful fundraising for a comic book, and right now she's launching it, and it's doing great. And also, her comic book is called PROXY, and it just started recently, and right now it's just bombing. Like, I follow her and I support it, and everything just like it's crazy to me how fast uh it came to fruition. Like you got the money, now you're ready to do it, and that to me, that was amazing. It was pretty fast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends who supported as well and helped
Hmm.
spread it. So, yeah, it really counts to have artist friends. Like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Remember when I said like, do not draw on the same layer? I just did that. See, and everyone makes the same mistake.
Yep.
Whoops. Okay, moving on. Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But yeah, so connection, guys,
So
connection. One day, if you
yeah.
guys want to break in the honesty, connection is very important.
Connection. Yeah, I get the connections.
Hmm.
You know,
Yes. Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yep. So as far as so since we're talking about your comic book right now, so that everyone can find you, tell us where we can find, your artwork, your comic book. Where can they see your work at?
You can just find me at Instagram at li_Vermin_il.
So this is
Victor,
for
you,
you.
you can
Yeah,
type
I'm
it
I'm,
down there.
I'm, I'm typing in right now for
Yeah.
your Instagram, and then you're also on DeviantArt,
Yep.
and that is, I still have it here. Shush. Cat 9116. And where can we find your comic book right now?
It's on Indiegogo. Just search
Okay.
PROXY on Indiegogo.
Okay. Let me look
And you
for a
can
link.
still get it actually. If anyone's still, I know the funding ended, but it's actually still available. And if anyone's still interested.
Will you be thinking of using a different platform soon to sell your comic?
My comic, maybe Kickstarter.
Kickstarter? Yeah.
But maybe Kickstarter. But there's a reason why I use Indie. A lot of people ask me, why did you use Indiegogo and not Kickstarter?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a very specific reason. It was
Mm-hmm.
because Kickstarter, you can only fix goal. Like,
I think it's cutting a
they
little bit.
use them,
Hold on.
and
It was cutting. I don't know if people
sorry.
heard. It's still cutting right now. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully nothing bad. But yeah, go ahead and repeat the last part. I think it was cutting.
Oh, okay. So the reason I chose Indiegogo over Kickstarter is because Kickstarter, you have to meet your fixed goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you put 4,000 as your fixed goal,
Right.
you have to meet 4,000. You don't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Indiegogo, they have something called a flexible goal. So even if you don't hit it, you still get the money.
So every
So I
progress you get, you get it right away. Oh,
right away, but the
oh, it's cutting again. Hello?
hello.
Oh man, it was cutting again. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Yikes! When technology fails.
It's all
You know what?
good.
Maybe I'll stop sharing. I'll stop sharing for a second and just talk maybe.
Yeah, no problem. I think it might just be my daughter up and using the internet, so it's making everything slow. But no worries, no worries.
Maybe my family. There's 5 people in this house.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's probably why. So we have a question here from Stan. Stan asks, did she have to follow a standard paper size for her comic?
Oh, that's a good question. That's
Mm-hmm.
a good question. Okay, so what I did was, because I draw on Photoshop,
Mm-hmm.
you can just set the preset as the comic book size. So you just Google
Nice.
comic book page dimensions, and then you just reuse the same template.
And I think right now they all draw in 11 by 17, right? Is that what it is?
Yep, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, 11 by 17, guys, for comic book size.
Yeah, and then and if you want to draw traditionally, right? Because I know a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy comic book pages in art stores,
Mm-hmm.
so shouldn't be everything's super accessible now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, what is So I wanted to know, like, for our viewers as an artist, what kind of routine do you do daily? You know, like, because I know you work too, but we, as an artist, you always want, when you get back from whatever job you have, you go straight right into it, right? So what kind of routine do you have? You know, what time do you wake up? When do you work on your personal project? When do you work on your comic book? Yeah.
All right. So while I was still in uni, right? Literally, my day would be just get up and go straight to drawing.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, and I would draw from like whatever time I wake up all the way to like 4 a.m. at night.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta, but that's not good for you. Okay, that's
Right.
how you get carpal tunnel. So
Yes.
what I do now, is that because I have a dog now, because
Mhm.
that's my graduation present, and
Nice.
it's a really good motivator to be healthy, is what I'm trying to say. Because gotta
Absolutely. You gotta take the dog out and everything. You gotta keep moving.
exactly. So now my routine is I wake up at 7 a.m. and then I take the dog out and then I go to work, and then can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, cool. And then in the buffer time, like when there's no assignments to be done, I just sketch in my sketchbook. I have a small sketchbook,
Right.
and I just doodle in it. Actually, I have the sketchbook with me. Do you want to see?
Yeah. Show it to us. And while you find it, I have a question here. Stan is asking, does the manga and American comic have different size for paper?
Oh, I think so. Actually, I think so. I think they even use different kinds of paper.
Yeah, I think they do also.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that because I've only started getting into manga very recently, like 2 years ago. Recently, yeah. So I'm not that. I don't know that much about that.
Right. And we also have
So see,
Dylan here. Dylan is saying, now I want to shift to animation from MMA. So Dylan is an MMA fighter, it looks like.
whoa, Dylan, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's a huge shift, man.
So that's a hey, it's possible. I was an actress, and then I shifted to drawing. So
Right, that's true.
Yeah, and anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Is he asking like where to start or like what to do?
Oh no, he was just giving up his insight. He said
Okay.
MMA is multimedia arts.
Oh, I thought you meant mixed.
Okay. I was like MMA as a mixed martial art.
Like,
Sorry,
whoa.
man. I was like, wow.
Sorry.
I was like, man, that's a huge shift.
Yeah. Whoa, that's literally physical to physical.
Anyway, so show us your sketchbook. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, my sketchbook. So, do you know Peter Steigerwald by any chance?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think it doesn't ring a bell. Maybe if I see his art.
He's the colorist for Michael Turner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was the first guy I got a portfolio review from.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and I was terrible. The thing I showed him was not even finished.
Right.
That kind of terrible. But it was more just to meet him, actually. Yeah, and then and they gave me my critique, and they were very nice about it, like too nice about it. And he was showing me his sketchbook. He took me aside and showed me his sketchbook. So he'd be like, you know what? Just draw what you want. Don't try to form a completed image. What I do is I like to draw in marker because then I force to embrace my mistakes.
Yes.
And then if you can't finish like a sketch, just move on if it doesn't vibe. So yeah, and then
Ooh. I think we're having communication issues again.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody's using the internet too much. Somebody is getting on League of Legends or something.
Text your daughter, get off.
It's all good.
It could be my family.
No, it's
I
all
mean,
good.
stay off internet for an hour. Just give me, yeah. Can you see that?
Yep. Yeah. So we see that. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. So this is with reference. So like I do these like lighting studies
Mm-hmm.
to try to improve my inking, my cross hatching.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And just dumb little like that's like a small sketch I did of domino and cable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and they don't have to be perfect, is what I'm saying. They can be
Right.
they can be super abstract. Like I'm trying to find an abstract sketch where I just drew in a second. See, they can be as simple as I don't have any abstract sketches. See, like little anatomy sketches, just to make sure I still know
very
how
abstract. Yeah, and that's part of the study right there.
to loosen up.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after I loosen up, I will do a more like a polished sketch. So something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with more detail and with more anatomy.
Yeah.
So that's my routine. And
yeah. That's a good point that you just touched up on because a lot of things I think artists like don't hate to do is when they draw something, they don't want to redraw it to make it better, right? They feel like, oh man, I don't want to redraw this, but the good thing about it is like you want to redraw it because like you say, you want to go light at first and you want to redraw it the same position so you fix your mistake and it becomes like again it's like a muscle memory.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like anything. It's like playing the piano, I guess. You just gotta do it.
Yeah, you just have to do it.
Until I know. I'm sorry. Everyone. No, there's no secret method. It's just continuous.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very true. But you know what, Angela, that's I just want to let you know that was all the question I had for you today. So now we can just keep going on whatever you want to talk about, finish that drawing, and
okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to do now, like I think you answer. I had more questions, but you already answered them as we went, and I didn't even have to ask them. So
Do you want to hear that convention story with Scott Williams?
Absolutely, yeah. Finish that. Yeah. We stopped in between when with the sketch. So yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I can't load Photoshop again, so I guess that's it. But I'll just tell. So basically, Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair came to Supernova. It's a con in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those who don't know, he's the inker and colorist for Jim Lee. So.
Yep, he's great. Look him up, guys.
Pretty up there guy. So I was like, oh, this is a once in a lifetime chance to get a portfolio review from someone who was like at the top.
Oh no!
Might as well. No.
Okay. I think we didn't miss a lot. Go ahead, keep going.
All right. Okay. So I was like, I went to ask them for a portfolio review. I was just like, hey Scott, can you give me a portfolio review? Inside, I'm dying because you're so in awe of people. You're just like, it looks like crap to you. Please don't hurt. I've seen someone bring this like really beautiful portfolio, like realistic sketching, right? And I was like, okay, definitely gonna get it. And then the person just like, yeah, the drawings are great, but there's no storytelling. And if there's no storytelling, there's no point of you drawing comics. Yeah, that guy was trash.
Yeah.
I was so bad for him. I was like,
wow.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, man.
I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really scared to do it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So I showed it. Yep. It's brutal. Yeah. But I guess you should appreciate it because at least they're telling you what's wrong.
Yes.
Straight out. date.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least they don't. Yeah. So yeah, so Scott took my portfolio aside, and he was like, "I like your inking. Like, you have very good inking."
Mhm.
And I was, "Oh, thank you." And I wasn't even supposed to be the inker for that. So, and he actually gave me very good storytelling advice. Um, like you know how the normal panel flows, right? Like the Z.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. And then he was like, "Yeah, you got that down already. So I'm gonna teach you something more advanced.
Oh
Try
wow.
to make try to make each panel like an element in the panel lead to the next panel. So like maybe the jacket or the hair dips down to the person's face in the next panel or below, and then that way
Mm,
it's more it's
right.
smoother. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's something I didn't know.
Huh.
So yeah, I found that
Huh.
super. See, I'm spilling all the good secrets.
Wow. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Stan is asking you, since we're talking about inking, does she ink digitally or on paper?
I ink digitally.
Digitally. Yeah.
All the skills are like
Oops. I think it's cutting.
and then transferring it to my digital work, basically.
I think
Like
it
the
cut off.
method.
It cut off a little bit, but I'm guessing you said you transfer everything from traditional to digital, right?
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
the method
Okay.
to my digital. Yeah,
Wow. That's
yeah,
very interesting. Man, so
yeah.
he really went hard on those critics, you know.
Yeah, he
Wow.
was.
But you know what? You know what? As I think as an artist, I think I talked about it with Stan. I'd rather have an artist being really rough but honest. You know what I mean? On the critique, that way we can, because everyone has their own way of doing something in art, right? And I'd rather have an artist being honest, kind of a dick, and I would have to me it will mark me more, and I will use that as a actually fixing it instead of dwelling in the fact that, you know what, I'm better and I don't care what he says, you know. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
yeah.
I would actually like that, because a lot of artists, I think they're afraid to be honest, so they kind of sugarcoat that, you know, review, you know, critique, you know, and me, I don't want that, you know. Like if somebody ever review my stuff, I wanted just to, you know, them to spill the whole truth, you know, like, you know, tell me exactly what I did wrong, what do you think, you know. Yeah.
To hurt you. Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because you learn to me. Like I had one artist tell me like your faces are shit. Change them.
Wow.
Your faces
That's
are great.
straight up.
Brutal. Your faces are shit. Change them. I'm like okay. Yeah. So but he was nice enough to draw a diagram of a face for me.
Mm,
He's like, okay, this is where the eyes connect to the nose and the face connects to the neck. You get
yes.
did I cut out?
Oh, it cut out a little bit, but
Oh,
yeah, yeah. And yeah, I was reading the question also, because we had a question
oh,
from Stan. Stan was asking, Uh, do you own a Cintiq to ink, or just an Intuos? So like basically a display tablet, or just a regular drug tablet? Oh wow, so
it's,
no display tablet.
yeah, just this tiny.
Wow, that's skills right there, guys. That is skills. Wow.
She's this is an old lady. She's been with me for years.
Wow.
Just,
So no
yeah.
display tablet, straight on the just regular tablet and the screen in front of you. That's skills right there. Wow, that's
Oh,
hard. Yes, Stan knows. He's like, dang, that's hard. Yeah, it is hard. Oh, bye,
uh,
Dylan. Dylan's gone. Thanks for
bye.
leaving a voice. Yep.
Chill.
But yeah, wow, man, I'm so
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. I'm so like, man, I'm so shocked. Like, I'm not shocked, but I'm like amazed. Like you drew all that with just a drawing tablet, no display. I'm like, wow, that's so hard.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think 'cause I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
So that's why
it's true.
I'm practicing on it.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I think we reached the end of our live talk and draw. It's too bad that we can connect the Photoshop again just to show the viewers, you know, the Batman. But you know what? You should send it to me
Oh,
so I can, when I edit the
yeah, I'll
video.
send you.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. No, no worries.
But
Yeah, thanks for this, man.
yeah. So Yeah. So before we leave, do you have anything you want to tell our viewers? Again, anything you want to say to the young artists or anyone who's watching us?
Yikes. Man, I've never been put in this position before, so I'm a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. Just first of all, thank you for having me and asking me all these questions. I really appreciate it. Second of all, if you're a young aspiring artist, just keep drawing. Like, it's good to start off with influences, but you kind of have to move past that. Even if that takes a long time, just keep doing. Do what you like to do. Yeah, just keep drawing what you want to draw,
All
and
right.
yeah, you'll eventually be good at it.
Yeah, that's right. I like that advice. Keep drawing, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we've reached the end. Thank you so much, guys, again for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And Stan, thank you for joining, man. Uh,
Thanks.
so I will see you guys later. We have another interview later this afternoon with another artist, and I might be streaming in between too, just to continue on the project. So we'll see. And so yeah, I know. Thanks again, Angela. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for your time tonight.
Thanks,
So,
man.
all right. So that's it. I guess we'll say goodbye to everyone. See you guys.
Bye.
Let me make sure everything is off.
It's super simple, okay?